What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Last time, the best is really trying to nail Delisha here, but even though she did possess Megatoxin before, she did claim that a week ago it was stolen. And now DeBest is supposed to be verifying if that claim was true or not. So, well, let's see what it is. But we suspect the curator, Katherine Hall, so I can confirm that her theft report was indeed accepted. Therefore, it's a little too early to come to a decision. That means your logic was completely faulty. You're wrong. My real performance is still to come. Really? And how do you plan to proceed with your investigation? First, we need to speak with the curator. And after that, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Sebastian! Mr. Gustavia may have had business in the Winter Palace. I believe we should send an investigator there as well. That's good too! Gumshoe, investigate the Winter Palace at once. Got it, sir. Justine, let's go talk to the curator. Yes, let us proceed. We should go and listen to what Miss Hall has to say as well. Alright, I want you guys to listen to what the curator has to say. Mr. DeBest, weren't you going to go and talk to her yourself? Nah, that's a job for my subordinates. All I have to do is wait for their report. I'm the best prosecutor after all. Such arrogance! Well, this is anticlimactic. I'm gonna chill for a bit. What's that in the fountain? Ooh! Whoa! There's a dead body in the fountain! Who the hell is that? What is the meaning of this? Silence! Forensics! Identify this body at once. It's terrible, pal! Shut up, detective! The ice sculptures in the Winter Palace. They've all melted, pal! What? I'm not even gonna say all those. There's no point. There's too much. What's going on here? There are 2 victims now. This is all just like 18 years ago. Once again, the ice sculptures have melted. Again? And everyone related to the incident 18 years ago is gathered here now. This is no mere coincidence. Don't you think so, Miles? Yes. The key to finding the truth of the case lies in the IS-7 incident. This is what I believe. Heh. That's right. Uncle Ray thinks so too. Looks like it's time once again for Uncle Ray to tell you about the IS-7 incident. Prepare for an hour-long flashback. Later, to be continued. Alright. Save, go. Yes, The IS-7 incident 18 years ago. Gregory Edgeworth's last case. Isaac Dover was murdered at the venue of a dessert. Yeah, dessert. What the hell? Of a dessert contest. It's weird. I said dessert, but in my brain I thought I said desert. Okay. And his body was discovered in the chocolate treasure chest made by Jeff Master. The victim died from blood loss after being struck in the head with a rock salt lamp. The murder weapon was found hidden inside Delisha's candy castle. Then, in the victim's room where no one had searched yet, all of Dover's sherbet sculptures had melted. The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room have melted. Due to that, Prosecutor Von Karma immediately drove us away from the scene. How are we gonna investigate now? And what's with that defense attorney's out? Von Karma's methods are deplorable. Well, investigating the crime scene is supposed to be the police's job after all. But you gotta admit, Von Karma's methods are way out of line. Defense attorneys and the police should work together to discover the truth. Raymond, you must realize that not everyone shares the same views as us. Should one expose the truth for the sake of justice, or simply accept things as they appear? Everyone has their own view on what is right and what is wrong. Even if that means convicting an innocent man? Both ourselves and the police are only human, and as humans, we all make mistakes. It is for this reason that we defense attorneys exist. So that those who are alone and helpless can have an ally on their side. If we cannot investigate, shouldn't we just find some other way to help? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I still have much to learn. You're still young, so you'll have many opportunities to learn. Right, I'll do my best. Monsieur Edgeworth and Shields, would you like to take a brief respite? Suspicious Katherine Hall. I know it's not much, but please eat these. Wow, thank you. Okay. Let's eat. I appreciate getting some sugar into my system, but these are a little too sweet. And it's a little misshapen, too. I'm terribly sorry. Does it not suit your tastes? Not at all. It's deliciously sweet. Hee, thank you very much. But making sweets isn't really my forte. You made this chocolate, Kate? Yes! Chocolate is Masters' favorite food. Preparing his favorite food is also part of my job. But I'm still not that good at it, so I need him to instruct me. I envy Master Jeff. He gets to eat Kate's handmade sweets whenever he wants. Did you say something? Ah, no, it's nothing. This is so sweet, in more ways than one. Miss Hall, you seem very dedicated to your work. Without my work, I wouldn't even have the right to be here. What do you mean? When I was a child, I was abandoned. Master took me in. One snowy... Oh, okay, this is gonna be a long flashback, apparently. A flashback in a flashback. One snowy Christmas Eve, I was left on the doorstep of his mansion. I owe Master my life. He became like a father to me. And so, to repay his kindness, I want to continue working for him. You're incredible! I've lived a long life. Yet that brought tears even to my eyes. Today, Christmas Eve has finally arrived once more. But it looks like I won't be able to give him the present I prepared. I would do anything if it meant saving Master. If there's any way I could be of service to you, please ask. Yes, I appreciate that. Well then, do you happen to know anything about the victim, Isaac Dover? I don't really know much about Dover, but I have a photo of the desserts he made for the contest finals. This is certainly a splendid piece of work. Yes, with the exquisite beauty, it's truly a work of art. It's crafted so intricately that you almost forget it's made out of sherbet. It seems Master was also fond of Dover's work as well. These are the Taurus and Gemini constellations. Do you know a lot about constellations, Raymond? Of course! There's so much romance in the constellations. For example, take the club, lyre, and arrow held by Gemini here. These come from... There are no strings on this lyre. Did Mr. Dover make a mistake in his sculpting? It's hard to think he would make a mistake like that. I thought you said you didn't know that much about him. I just sorta lied. I'm lying. Yeah, that's it, I'm lying. It appears she's hiding something from us. Miss Hall, did you take this photograph yourself? Yes, I took it with this instant camera. It develops pictures instantly. It's one of my greatest treasures. I'd love to see it in action. Well then, why don't we take a picture right now? Yay! Let's have our pictures taken, Mr. Edgeworth! Sure, I don't mind. I'm confident in my hairstyle today. But you're in a hat! You're wearing a hat! Alright, I'm taking the picture. Say cheese! Oh, we're not gonna see it? It's developed. A present from me to you, Shields. Wow, thank you. That's such a great camera. It's the only camera in this mansion. Unfortunately, its convenience comes at a cost. There are no negatives. Is this the same camera Mr. Master used during the contest? Yes, you're well informed. While he made his desserts, Master photographed his work. After that, he took photos of all the other competitors' works. Was he taking photos at the time the body was found? The body was discovered during the judging, was it not? Master intended to take photos of everyone's rooms, but after he photographed Gustavia's room, he ran out of film. Master asked me to change the film in the camera. It seemed the film he prepared in advance wasn't enough. There wasn't enough film? It seems the number of photos he took didn't match up with the amount of film remaining. Well, he told me himself it might have been just a mistake, though. I retrieved more film from the main building and went back to the fountain patio. And it was then that I heard the sound of something breaking in Monsieur Master's room. Master? Are you in here? And that's when I found Dover's body in Master's room. It was so terrible. I was really shaken up. Before I spoke to anyone else, I called the police. This camera, I've kept it with me ever since. I see. If it's alright with you, would you mind lending me your camera in that photo? Sure, I don't mind at all. Here you go. Thank you very much. Has the capacity for 20, but there is only film for 3 more. He took 17 photos? Detective Bad, Miss Delicious, is the investigation over already? He said he had no more use for me and kicked me out? Manny, that meanie, what a rude thing to say. It was probably to ensure that you wouldn't eat any more of the crime scene. So Bad, did you get kicked out too? It seems Von Karma thought I was getting in the way. He won't let me investigate. Why would he prohibit his own detective from investigating? But we know just about all there is to know about the crime scene. Right now, he's talking to Gustavia in Dover's room. Why does he need to speak to Mr. Gustavia? We heard from Hall that Gustavia was seen entering the victim's room. Mr. Gustavia? Yes, I saw him entering Dover's room, and it seemed like he was trying to avoid being seen. Although I have no idea what he did in there. He is currently under suspicion for melting Dover's sherbet. Just why did Mr. Gustavia enter that room? I also have a photo of Dover's room here, if you need it. I'll let you take a look at it. What? Why would you do that for us? You still don't get it, kid. I'm saying I want to help you guys in order to discover the truth about this case. Bad. Is that alright, Detective Bad? Won't Von Karma chew you out again? I have no intention of becoming Von Karma's lapdog. If he won't let me investigate, I'll just do as I like. Getting tied up in stupid rules will only blind you to the truth. Is that right, Attorney Edgeworth? Of course, Bad. I thank you. This is amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Now we've got Detective Bad on our side. I don't really get what's going on, but I'm glad you boys are all friends now. I'm grateful that he'll lend us his strength. Well then, can we see the photo now? Right. This is the current state of Dover's room. Wow, the sherbet is completely melted. The room is drenched in a light blue liquid. We should compare this with the photo Miss Hall took. Did the sherbet melt because the power cord was pulled out? Yeah, because it was pulled. All of the refrigerated glass cases lost power completely. Looks like all the power cords were connected to one socket. Do you have any idea when this cord was pulled out? No, it's still under investigation at the moment. What a waste of beautiful sherbet! Honestly, had I known it would end up like this, I would have eaten even more of the stuff. Did Mr. Dover's sherbet taste that good? Oh, yesy! His sherbet was most delicious. I wish I could have eaten some too. But there was one piece that was so salty I couldn't eat it. Salty? It's right here in this photo. It was a part of that lyre. That's the lyre from the Gemini constellation. You snuck a bite from the lyre? That's why the strings are missing. Fee? I don't know what that means. I could never have eaten that much. It was way too salty. One part of the sherbet tasted different. That's rather curious. Did someone other than her also take a bite out of it? Did you notice anything else? Now that you mention it, I see sherbet sculptures had these strange markings on them. They had 2 letters carved into them. Wait a minute. There! It looks something like this. An alphabet signature. It can't be. I knew it! I just knew that Dover made this lyre. He isn't one to make mistakes in his sculptures, after all. Miss Hall, it's been troubling me for a while, but... do you know something about Mr. Dover? Why would I know something about Dover? You seem quite attached to Mr. Dover's handiwork. That's just because his sculptures are such great works of art. No, I believe that his works are very special to you in particular. How do you know that? There's a piece of evidence that we believe belongs to Mr. Dover. And it happens to share a common feature with another piece of evidence. Please show me, I have no idea what you're talking about. Which 2 pieces of evidence share something in common? It's obviously what I thought was a cufflink, this thing. And now the second piece of evidence which shares a common feature is... oh, well, I'm sure if I present both, it won't matter the order. Wait, where's the lyre? Which one has the... is it this one? Why is that wrong? Okay. Something that she was collecting. Something that she was collecting and has the mark. Something that she was collecting. Well, this is her tea set, but why have we never examined this before? Engraving on the bottom, it says PH. It's the initials of the creator, Pierre. Initials, huh? Okay. If it were mine, it'd be RS. Why don't you try carving your... Why is Dover having PH on everything? This is really weird. So now we have 2 PH items. Here we go, Signet Crest. Okay. I'm so confused now. Delicia saw 2 letters of the alphabet. They were probably used as Mr. Dover's signature, just as an artist would sign their name on their works. Right. I remember now. I see sherbet sculptures had PH carved into them. I'm sure of it. Those aren't Isaac Dover's initials, though. No, but we found this seal at the scene of the crime. It had probably fallen out of the late Mr. Dover's pocket. If you had pressed the seal into something, it would mark the letters PH. Also, the very same PH symbol is engraved into this teapot. So Dover is an alias. The same symbol. This teapot was made by the sculptor Pierre Hoquet. In other words, this PH is the signature of PH. Miss Hall, you know about this signature all too well, don't you? Yes, Hoquet's work always bear that signature. Since he never shows himself in public, his signature is used to identify his works. No way! Are you saying Pierre is... It seems Detective Bad has also realized Isaac Dover's true identity. To Miss Hall, Mr. Dover was no ordinary pastry chef. That's because his true identity was... A sculptor? That's right. Mr. Dover's true identity was the sculptor Pierre. What? Mr. Dover was a sculptor? Things like signatures can be faked, if you have the original designs. Can you really use that as proof that he was a sculptor? No, but what's important here is that Miss Hall thought he was. As for proving his real identity, I'll leave that to the police. I get it. I'll have the boys check up on it. As I expected from you, Gregory Edgeworth. You knew Mr. Dover's real identity all along, didn't you? Yes. When I discovered the body, I noticed the seal. I knew from that moment that he was Pierre, the man I greatly admired. Thinking that this would be his final posthumous work, I just couldn't sit still. So that's why you entered Dover's room. Huh? What did you say? When exactly did you take this photo of Dover's room? That was... Perhaps this was taken during the judging.
Objection!
That's strange. I thought you said the camera ran out of film during the judging. Before Mr. Master entered the Dover's room, you were the one in possession of the camera. Wasn't that why you were able to take the photo when you discovered the body? Yes, that's right. The only photos you took with the new film were of Dover's room and the body. If that's the case, a new contradiction comes to light. Another one. The piece of evidence that contradicts the two photos Miss Hall took is, well, the fact that the camera actually took 17 photos.
Take that!
That is, my instant camera. You've already handed the photos of Dover's room and the body to myself and the police. That reminds me, didn't you also take a photo of me and Mr. Edgeworth just now? The film used in this camera can take up to 20 photos, but this camera only has 3 photos left, which leaves 14 photos unaccounted for. Exactly what were they used to photograph? Please show us all the photos you took. We'll be able to discern your actions from these photos. I'm so sorry. I have told a terrible lie. Don't tell me all the remaining shots are of Isaac Dover's room. My deepest apologies. It seems they're all shots of the ice sculptures from various angles. So when these were taken, the sculptures had not melted yet. But that means the one who caused them to melt was you. I am positive that I melted them. Positive. I am an aficionado of the sculptor Pierre Hoquet, who is actually Monsieur Dover. Before the authorities could defile his final masterpieces during their investigation, I thought I should preserve them through photographs, hence I entered his room. In that case, why did all the ice melt? It's probably because, as I was taking the pictures, I became entranced with his works. And it seems that my foot accidentally got caught in the power cord, unplugging it. Accidentally, you say? I did not notice the power cord at the time. I would never have imagined that I would be the cause of those sculptures melting. Could the truth really be that simple? But I cannot say with certainty that she's lying. I'm so sorry to have caused you all so much trouble. As long as you're telling the truth, there's no need to apologize. That's right. Don't sweat it, Kate. Thank you very much. Edgeworth. Here, take this picture. Do what you want with it. Okay. But before we get into this conversation, why don't we end this video here? So stay tuned for the next one, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye!